When talking about difficulty in video games, Dark Souls is always in the conversation. Dark Souls is the second game in the Soulsborne games and a very important one. This is the first one that was multi-platform, and it is really when the series took off to mass appeal. It was challenging, and it came out at a time where I felt modern games really were not that challenging. Are you serious, brother? It was a game that didn't hold your hand. It just let you figure out what you needed to do in the kingdom of Lordran. I am a huge Souls fan. I've played through almost all the Soulsborne games, and it quickly became one of my favorite series. But I have not tried to get all the achievements, as I usually would play through the games once or twice throughout the years. Finally, it was time to change that, as we're going for all the achievements in Dark Souls Remastered. If you have been enjoying these videos, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. This playthrough will consist of about 2.5 runs. We will need to complete the game at least twice to get the 2 endings, as well as killing some bosses multiple times to get their souls for different boss weapons, including one boss that we will need to kill at least 3 times for their soul, which is why it makes it a minimum of 2.5 runs, as long as we don't mess anything up and collect everything we need. We start off by making our character, going straight for the deprived. It will make the beginning a little more challenging as we don't have any armor, but honestly, who needs armor? I usually build my character strength fate, so we'll be looking for that big 2-handed sword and throwing around some lightning bolts just like Daddy Gwyn would want us to. We start making our way through the Undead Asylum, collecting our first achievement of the game, Enkindle, for lighting a bonfire. Look at that, Enkindle, light the bonfire flame. We quickly dash past the Asylum demon and grab our trusty Estus Flask for healing from this dying knight for another achievement. Look at that, Estus Flask, acquire the Estus Flask. Dude, 2 achievements already? Bad ending. After heading back to take care of the Asylum demon, I like that, easy. We're able to leave the Asylum and head to the hub of the game, Firelink Shrine, for another achievement. Thanks, dude. Reach Lordran. Arrive in Lordran. Another achievement. That's 3 down already. Look at that, boys. We need to make sure we discover all the covenants for a bunch of different achievements. Some we will have to grind, but let's start with an easy one first by talking to this cleric. Discover the way of the white covenant. Way of the white. Dude, 4 achievements down already. Let's go. We need to collect all the spells in the game as well, so we might as well grab a few here. Make a quick detour into the graveyard to grab our Zweihander, which I'm going to mispronounce a lot. Excuse me. This sword is what we will be using majority of the game once I have the stats. I need 24 strength to wield this. We then make our way to the Undead Burg. The first main objective of the game is we need to ring 2 bells. One is in the cathedral in the Undead Burg, and the other is in Quelaag's domain. We need these 2 bells to progress further into the game. We clear out the area, making our way to the first boss of the area, the Taurus demon. Oh, there he goes. He did it. With the Tarsus demon falling to their death, we talk to our Sunbro and make our way to the shortcut to rest and use our souls so we can finally use our big Zweihander. I need 4 more strength, but I think I can 2-hand this now, right? We definitely make it past this dragon without dying at all to grab another bonfire and take out the Black Knight close to it for one of our first rare weapons needed for a future achievement. Hell yeah, brother. Oh, the Black Knight Greatsword. That's a rare drop. As I mentioned earlier, we have to get multiple boss souls for boss weapons for the rare weapons achievement, but there are also rare weapons that drop from mobs in the world, in treasure chests, and as well as cutting certain bosses' tails. There we go. We continue making our way to the cathedral to fight one of the bosses guarding a bell, but we do make a quick detour to the bonfire and blacksmith next to it for some much needed weapon upgrades, and then head to the boss. I forgot to summon Solaire here to get an easy sun medal, as it can be summoned during certain bosses and will leave a sun medal once the boss is defeated. These can be used later to level up the Warriors of Sunlight Covenant, which is needed for some miracles for the All Miracles achievement. So getting as many as we can early will help with the grinding needed later. This boss also has a tail cut we need for a rare weapon, so we take care of that as well. With the gargoyles dead, we climb the ladder and ring our first bell for an achievement. But it is. Oh, ring the bell. Undead church. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Awaken at the undead church. Sweet. One of the best things about the Souls games is how everything interconnects with each other, especially in the first Dark Souls. There's always that shortcut that leads back to that much needed bonfire. I decided I wanted to do some more exploring, so we head on down to the Dark Root Gardens. We unlock a few bonfires and shortcuts. Smack Havel around and take out the Moonlight Butterfly for a boss soul, and then head back to the Undead Asylum. We need to clear this area not only for the Peculiar Doll for access to the Painted World later, but we also need the Titanite Slab from the Stray Demon boss here for the upgrades later needed for the Upgraded Weapons achievement. Got his ass. To make the grind easier, we'll kill it again on New Game Plus. We make a return back to the Dark Root Gardens to clear out that nasty Hydra. Oh, fuck! So we could talk to an NPC that sells some spells needed for the sorcery achievement later on. So we go ahead and buy all of them and head back to the Undead Burg. I needed to head down to the depths for another rare weapon, but first we had to make it past the Capra Demon. We also needed to make sure we rescue any NPCs we can that become vendors, because they all sell spells needed for achievements. The Capra Demon can be a little tricky sometimes because of the small room you have to fight in, and you have to worry about the dogs that fight with it. Kill the dog. There we go. We make quick work of the Capra Demon and head down to the depths for another boss fight with the Gaping Dragon. Remember that weapon I said I needed to get? Well, I remembered to summon Knight Solaire for this fight for a Sunlight Medal, but I forgot to cut the tail for the rare weapon. So we need to make an additional run down here to make sure we cut the tail for the weapon. Before we tackle Blighttown, you know, everyone's favorite place, I wanted to grind some souls for a few levels. So we head back down to Dark Root Gardens and finally use the Crest of Artorias to farm these NPCs for some quick souls. There's a little trick you can do to speed this up faster by having them chase you and make them fall off the side. It's also been a while since we got an achievement, so we grabbed the Forest Hunter Covenant while we were here to pop one. Boom. Covenant Forest Hunter. Discover the Forest of Hunter Covenant. I also had enough faith now to join the Warriors of Sunlight with our Sun Bros, and now can throw lightning like Daddy Gwen always meant for us. There we go. Enter Covenant. Discover the Warriors of the Sunlight Covenant. Boom. Blighttown is usually the area everyone hates, so let me know down in the comments what you think is the worst area in the game. We make it down to Queen Quelaag for a boss fight, slay her, and ring the bell for the next achievement. There it is. Ring the bell. Quelaag's domain. This unlocks the next area of the game, Sin's Fortress. But before we head there, we grab an achievement by finding the Chaos Servant Covenant. Boom. Covenant, Chaos Servant, discover the Chaos Servant Covenant. And grab a few more spells from some NPCs. We also finally put some pants on because my chat didn't feel like staring at my beautiful ass anymore. I also had enough humanity to trade to the Chaos Servant for a Pyromancy spell. This takes 30 humanities. As well as clean up a few areas for items and extra souls for some levels. Now it's time to head to Sin's Fortress. This place is a huge dungeon with traps, boulders, and enemies placed around that is designed to just screw you over, and I love it. Damn it. We have to save Big Hat Logan here so we can buy some sorceries later, but our main goal is to get to the top and beat the Iron Golem. We get to the top without too much trouble, take out the giant at the top that has been throwing exploding boulders at us, and take out the Iron Golem with no issues, and snag an achievement for reaching Anor Londo, one of the most iconic areas in the Souls games. There we go, we got an achievement. Arrive in Anor Londo. Anor Londo is a beautiful place with some strong enemies, especially the knights. We have to navigate through this area by climbing rafters while fighting these dudes who will run at you or throw knives at you while you're trying not to fall off the rafters. Fuck. There are also some gargoyles here as well, If you had missed the tail cut earlier, you can grab it by cutting their tail here. We make it past the knights shooting arrows. This area can be really bad, as almost any hit from the arrows or knights knock you off, and that's an instant death. We grab the bonfire and make our way through to fight the boss that is not only one of the most iconic boss fights, but is usually one of the biggest roadblocks for most first-time Souls players, Ornstein and Smo. The album cover. This boss fight is tough because it's a dual boss fight, which becomes a regular occurrence for the later Souls games. Not only do you have to worry about two bosses at once you kill one of them, the other one is powered up as well. We summon Solaire again for an easy sun metal, but it's not like he helped us much at all. What are you fighting, Knight Solaire? We take care of Ornstein first, then Smo shortly after. GG. We would have to do Smo first on another playthrough and Ornstein last, as whoever dies last is whose soul you get, and we need both. With both of them dead, we finally see Guinevere, who gives us the Lord Vessel for an achievement. Lord Vessel, acquired the Lord Vessel. There, we got an achievement. Hell yeah, brother. This allows us to progress to the in-game areas, as well as let us teleport to certain bonfires for fast travel. We also discover a covenant for another achievement. Boom. Covenant Princess Guard, discovered Princess Guard Covenant. Before we head out to the next area, I go ahead and farm the Silver Knights here for the rare weapons they drop. Oh, yes. Yes, we got the shield. All right, cool. The next area I wanted to tackle was the Catacombs. We needed to head to the Tomb of Giants for a boss fight, but there are a couple other achievements we can snag on the way down. This area can be a lot easier if you have a divine weapon for the skeletons, but there's also a necromancer usually nearby that will stop the skeletons from respawning if you kill it. We make our way through the Catacombs and find this coffin we need to sit in for a bit, and it takes us to Gravelord Nito. This is a boss we have to fight, but not at the moment. We need to join his covenant for an achievement. Covenant Gravelord's Servant. Discovered the Gravelord Servant Covenant. I will be returning here before I fight Nito, as I need to give a bunch of Eyes of Death to level up the Covenant for a miracle for the achievement later. We jump back in the coffin and head down further, running away from these skeleton wheels. I absolutely hate these guys. Now, probably my most hated enemy in this game. We make it down to the next boss, Pinwheel, and easily beat him for an achievement. Rite of Kindling. Acquire the Rite of Kindling. Nice. So now we can kindle bonfires up to 20 Estus Blast. I decided that I wanted to clear the Painted World next, to take care of a few other achievements. We discovered the Blade of Dark Moon before heading into the Painted World for an achievement. Covenant, Blade of the Dark Moon. Discovered the Blade of the Dark Moon Covenant. Once inside the Painted World, we make sure to grab the spells and miracles around the area and find another nice spot if we need to farm souls for levels and upgrades in the courtyard. These Phalanx enemies die easily, and you can reset at the nearby bonfire and get a good amount of souls per run. We also farm these bird enemies for the souvenirs needed for the Dark Moon Covenant to get the miracles needed. Nice, we're done with this grind. We make it to Priscilla, cut her tail for the rare weapon, there we go, and defeat her for an achievement. Boom, defeat crossbreed Priscilla. We trade the souvenirs to get everything from the Blade of the Dark Moon Covenant, walk through the fog, and take care of Gwendolyn. Boom, defeat the Dark Sun Gwendolyn. We were already near the Duke's Archives, so I decided to clear this area next. We make our way through the archives, grab the key item needed for the DLC area, and head on up to Seath. We have to die to Seath here to progress the game. You cannot kill him here. We break out of jail, sleeping on the job, man, and make our way to the actual arena to kill him for real this time. Okay. There we go. We did it. Defeat Seath the Scaleless. Defeat Seath the Scaleless, Inheritor of Souls. There it is, baby. We did take time to farm the Trident rare weapon from the Channelers before we left this area. We needed to clear a couple more areas before we head back to the Tomb of Giants. So I head down to Asher Lake to clear out another Hydra and find this dragon who lets us join his covenant for an achievement. All right, we have an achievement for here. Enter covenant. Boom. Path of Dragon. Covenant. Path of Dragon. Discover the Path of Dragon. Covenant. He was also kind enough to let us cut his tail off for another rare weapon. Got a great sword. Look, he doesn't even care that we chopped his tail off. We then make our way through the demon ruins, taking out a couple bosses along the way. GG's. And making our way to the Lost Izalith to fight the Bit of Chaos. This boss is a high contender as the worst boss in the Souls series. I completely forgot how this fight goes. I just remember shit breaks. You have to cut a route on the left and right side before the middle opens up to hit a bug. Each time you cut a route, the arena falls apart and you can fall to your death. Plus, it shoots out fire and uses its hands to knock you around. Once both routes on each side are destroyed, you have to jump in the middle and hope you land correctly. No way, dude. All while not getting hit by its arms and hands. No. After failing a few times to jump into the middle, we finally make the jump and kill the bug for an achievement. I never noticed that. Defeat the Bit of Chaos. Defeat the Bed of Chaos, or defeat the Soul Lord Bed of Chaos. With this boss defeated, we can return back to the Pyromancer at the bottom of Blighttown and collect our last Pyromancy. Boom. Bond of a Pyromancer. Acquire all Pyromancies. We got that done. I made sure that we were following our Onion Bro quest line to collect the Titanite slab at the end that is needed later for crafting. Cool. I also put an end to our Sunbro, unfortunately, to collect a helmet that will let us have an easier time traversing the Tomb of Giants. This little area also comes in handy later to farm sunlight metals on either side of this door. Now it was time to return to the Tomb of Giants with our new mask to continue on. This is actually the first time I've used this helmet, as I never knew that it let me see in the dark. We make our way through the Tomb of Giants, which is another contender for the worst area ever. But this helmet makes it a little more bearable. I made sure to farm the Eye of Deaths. Yes. The last Eye of Death, and traded them to get our miracles before continuing. I kill an invader that happens before you get to Gravelord Nito for the rare weapons they drop. That's why you fucked up, Paladin. There we go. Grant. I don't know if Sanctus is on it, but I know Grant is on the list. And finally make it to Nito. This boss fight can be easy or difficult, depending on how you approach it. But we're able to defeat Nito and grab the Lord Soul. Defeat Gravelord Nito. Defeat the Soul Lord, Gravelord Nito. There we go, baby. I needed to run through the DLC at least once to make my crafting journey easier. So before we go to get the last Lord Soul of the game, we defeat all the bosses in the DLC area and grab the Titanite near Manas. There it is. I will say Calamite is still one of the most badass looking dragons in the Soul series. Now it was time to head down to New Londo Ruins to get our last Lord Soul needed for the final area. We were able to buy the last of our sorcery spells needed for an achievement. Boom. Wisdom of a Sage. Acquire all sorceries. There it is, baby. As I cleared everything in New Londo, I forgot that we needed to head back to the Darkroot Gardens, as we needed a very important ring to be able to traverse the Abyss. We needed to fight the good boy himself, Sif, to get the Ring of Artorias. This boss fight is really sad. Not only do you have to kill Sif once, he's the only boss in the game that we have to kill 3 times to make 3 different boss weapons. Sorry, boy. Oh, I hate when he starts limping, dude. With Sif defeated, we pop an achievement. Art of the Abyss Walking. Acquire the Art of Abyss Walking. Got it. With the ring acquired, we stopped by the blacksmith to finish our first upgrade achievement by upgrading the Zweihander to the max. There's one of the slabs. Boom. Strongest weapon. Acquire the best weapon through standard reinforcement. And head back down to New Londo to fight the 4 kings. This fight can be pretty tough for a first playthrough. You need to kill the boss fast, as the longer you take to kill him, another one will spawn, hence the name, 4 kings. We make quick work of them though, and have plenty of time between each king spawning, and collect our last Lord Soul. Defeat the 4 kings, and inheritor of the souls. Now that we have all 4 Lord Souls, we have access to the final area, and it was time for us to put down Big Daddy Gwyn. But first, I wanted to finish farming my sunlight metals. So we headed back down to the demon ruins, grind a bunch of them for later. Once I had more than enough medals, we head down to Gwyn for the final battle of the first run.
We're gonna hear the plink plink plonk.
Which went easy.
Plink plink plonk.
We get the opening parry.
Woo! There we go, baby.
Put the old man down and grab our first ending achievement.
I gotta put you down, Gwyn. Sorry. That's it, baby. To link the fire. Reach to link the fire ending. That's it. First run done.
Now it was time for the new game plus run. All we needed to do was kill all the bosses that we needed a second soul for, kill the gaping dragon again, and make sure that we cut their tail off.
Ooh, there it is, baby.
And a little bit of covenant cleanup. This is going to be much faster than the first run. So we start the game and rush straight to the Warriors of Sunlight Covenant and trade the medals we farm for the last miracle.
Boom. Prayer of a maiden, acquire all miracles. There it is, baby.
I start slaying all the bosses left and right that we need, and make sure that we're grabbing crafting materials needed for the big crafting grind later.
We needed that so bad.
We made it all the way back to the Four Kings, and I got hit with a little wall here. They have a ton of health now. Multiple kings would spawn while still working on the first or second one.
This is gonna be really hard.
Honestly, I didn't know what I was gonna do here. I was thinking about putting on Havel's armor to just tank all of their hits.
What the fuck is... I've never even seen that move.
But I already got this far, so I just kept throwing myself at them until finally I had a good run going.
Fuck yes, dude. Man, they have so much more health on New Game Plus.
With the Four Kings defeated, we were able to join the last covenant needed.
Boom. Covenant. Dark Wraith. Discovered a Dark Wraith Covenant.
You can only join this covenant if you do not talk to Framped and Firelink, so we made sure not to interact with him at all during this run.
That guy right there, we cannot talk to. Do not talk to him at all.
I also run back and trade the rest of my Sunlight medals again to the Warriors of Sunlight to get access back to the Sunlight Spear, as joining the Dark Wraith Covenant was needed for a rare weapon, and you lose rank from a covenant you are currently in when joining a new one.
Yep.
We finished collecting the rest of the Lord Souls. Also, I would like to point out again, screw the Bit of Chaos. I hate this boss.
I knew that was coming.
Ugh. Now it was time to upgrade all the non-boss weapons before heading back to Gwyn to go to New Game Plus 2. I upgrade a lot of weapons. With all these crafted, we just need to kill the old man again and hit the New Game Plus 2. This was going to be very smooth until I get to Gwyn, and for some reason, I could not parry him at all.
Okay. Bro, that didn't even hit.
After trying to parry him for a bit and not getting anywhere, we beat him the old-fashioned way and collect our second ending achievement.
Fucking die. Jesus Christ. Jesus, man, that Gwyn fight should not... Oh, the Dark Lord. Reach the Dark Lord ending. That should not have taken that long at all.
For this last run, it's not a full run. I just need to run, kill Seif once more.
I'm sorry, buddy, but it has to happen. Give me your soul.
And then run as fast as I can to Anor Londo, as the giant blacksmith is the only one who can craft boss soul weapons. We craft all the boss weapons. With the last weapon crafted, we should pop our last 2 achievements. And what?
Uh-oh. We're missing something.
I was panicking. I thought I planned everything out correctly. I was thinking maybe I crafted the same weapon twice. Looking through the list of rare weapons, I was able to narrow it down. I thought I had got all the stone giant weapons in the Dark Root Gardens. So we head down to the Dark Root Gardens and start slaying the giants, hoping this was the one rare weapon I was missing. After a little bit of farming, we get the drop.
Shield, please. Oh. There it is! Knight's Honor in the Dark Souls. All achievements completed.
There it is, baby. Oh, we're done. And we finish our Dark Souls Remastered achievement hunt. Let's go, baby. It was great to go back and finally finish off all the achievements for Dark Souls. I love this series and it quickly became one of my favorites. It took me about 46 hours to get all the achievements in this game, and my in-game character stats ended up looking a little bit like this. If I had to rate Dark Souls, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I love the way the world interconnects in this game, and the replayability of it with the different ways you can build your character. I plan on doing more Souls games in the future, so let me know which one you would like to see in the comments down below. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, check out this achievement hunt. And as always, until next time.